I think I was always a little bit of the artsy kid who had funky hair, and I also went to a really Catholic high school where I had to wear a uniform, and I got in trouble almost every other day for like not following the uniform enough. Go to detention because my earrings were too big or my shoes were too funky. And I think I just like I had to resist a little bit, you know.
From northern New York, western Vermont, Ontario, Quebec, and beyond, this is Northwards from North Country Public Radio. Introducing you to people you should know, stories you should hear, and ideas that should stick in your mind. I'm Mitch Tyke, and our producer is Ethan Shanty.
Support for the Northwards podcast comes from the J.C. Steiniger and M.E. McDonald Charitable Fund at Adirondack Community Foundation in support of the Adirondack Community Foundation, building stronger Adirondack communities.
Ethan, tell me, am I wearing my NCPR hat or am I wearing my blue Quinnipiac hat?
It does not appear to be a NCPR hat.
Oh, so it's. I guess I could take it off. Oh, look, it is the. So you know where I got this hat?
I bet you're going to tell me.
My son was touring Quinnipiac University, and it was raining, and we did not have an umbrella, and this hat was on sale at the bookstore there for $5.
Oh. I thought you were going to say it was crazy overpriced.
No.
It's a good hat.
It's a nice hat.
Feel good on the dome?
It does feel good on the. You and I have the same issue because
both hair follically challenged.
Follically challenged, and when you get a hat that is not comfortable on the dome, you know it all day long.
Yes, you do. I've been wearing this hat. It's a NCPR orange ball cap, and
is that the pumpkin spice? No, that's the creamsicle, isn't it?
Pumpkin spice.
We have a darker orange one that I think is yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm not in that department anymore.
So you're wearing an orange
So
NCPR
I've been wearing
hat.
this one, but only because I can't find my Northwards ball cap, which I like wearing a lot because people think that it's my face on my head. And though this is a sharp looking hat, it doesn't quite fit my head properly. And it's not that it's not tight enough. It's just that it's a little bit like too tall for my head.
I have ones that are too wide for my head.
Okay.
And yeah, and there's just like a little bit that sticks out that I could tuck things underneath.
My mom was asking me the other day, she has this digital photo frame, and a photo of me came up, and I was wearing this old like page boy cap. Was I wearing that when you started working here?
Yeah, I think so. Is it like a kind of a? Was it sort of a?
It was almost like a plaid, like a checker. Yeah, sort of like a newsboy cap. I wore that for a lot of years. Fun story about that hat, Mitch. I did not purchase it. It was not given to me. My friend left it in my apartment. We had this little closet where we kept all of the trash. Like our cans and bottles and our trash can and stuff. And we didn't just throw trash in there and shut the door with, hang a couple of air fresheners. But somehow after a party, that hat ended up in that trash room. And I said, well, this is my hat now. And I wore it every day for like a decade. And it became the thing that like people identified
Your signature
me with.
look.
It was kind of my signature look. And then I started to hate it because people thought that I was wearing it because I was losing my hair, which is like, especially in like the indie rock and like hardcore community, that is a trope where dudes who are going bald in their 30s wear exactly that hat. And that's not why I started wearing it. I just liked it because I thought it looked
clearly
cool.
You started wearing that hat in your 20s.
Well, yeah, before I was really going bald. And then finally one day I just shaved my head completely and I never wore the hat again. I can't bear to totally part with it.
I was just going to ask, do you still own the hat?
I still own the hat. It's hanging up in my office with all of my other hats. I have a lot of hats. How many hats do you own?
I have a lot of hats to the degree that sometimes I store them in places where Gretchen will not see them so that she does not know that I have purchased a new hat until it looks worn enough that she assumes that she has just forgotten that I own this hat.
Well, if that's the only thing that you have to withhold from your wife, you probably have a pretty good relationship, right?
I think so, yes.
For me and Aaron, that was, I had this, for a while I was collecting.
It's a very heavy sigh.
It was. For a while I was collecting broken clocks. And they all went up in my band's rehearsal space at our home. And I think I'd brought home like the 9th clock. And she was like, dude, you got to stop this. And I just like, I looked
The
at
Home for Wayward Clocks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is actually a good name for an album.
Or band name.
Yeah.
No, album. It's a better album name. But
I think the Moody Blues recorded that.
And so I turned to her and I was like, yeah, but you got all these friggin' shoes. And she's like, I can wear the shoes. These clocks are busted. They don't work. I was like, yeah, but it's funny. She's like, it's not funny. You need to stop doing this.
Why did you collect broken clocks?
I have no clue. I got my parents had this like really gorgeous clock in their house, and it was about like, I don't know, like 2 feet wide maybe. And it was all glossy, and it was like a photo of a deer in a wintry forest. And the
hands were the deer's antlers?
No, the hands weren't the deer antlers. It was just set off to the side.
Okay.
But all the numbers in the hands were like gold, and it was beautiful. And it stopped working. They were going to throw it out. I was like, no, this clock has been like a staple of my childhood. I'm going to take it. And so I took it home, and I sort of like hung it as an art piece. And then I think the next clock that I got, I was working at a pop station, and one of the prizes that they would give away for trivia contests and stuff was a clock with the host's face on it. And I never got a good explanation as to why that was like a premium, but we found one.
Wow, we should really try that here.
And your arms are it's time to listen to NCPR. Wow, it just writes itself. And I took it home, and then I think it's like what's that called? It's a recency bias, where you see a thing after you're exposed to it. Like when you buy a car, you start to see. So I just started seeing broken clocks everywhere, and I would bring them home. Huh.
Hence the Home for Wayward Clocks.
Exactly.
And I would be critical of that, except for the number of typewriters I have in my office and at my home.
And buttons.
And buttons, yeah. Right. We don't need to return to the button thing.
We'll move right past it. Okay, so who are we talking to this week? Do they collect weird things?
Well, I think she would endorse the idea of collecting weird things. Okay. It's a woman I was introduced to. She's a musician from the Ottawa Valley, just across the St. Lawrence River from where we are in northern New York. Her name is Mimi Obansawin. She grew up, you'll hear in the interview, actually, she grew up speaking French in an Anglophone community, and she is also part Wabanaki, and she has a new album out. It's a really charming album, and she proved to be a really charming person to talk with. We'll hear some songs from her album. The album actually includes one song sung in Wabanaki, which is a language that she is just learning to speak. And she's also a gardener. She's into kind of all things growing. She's just a really interesting person that I happened to be introduced to. And she wound up being a really kind of delightful conversation. So let's hear that now. Mimi Obansawin, thank you so much for making the time to talk to us.
Why? Hey, I'm super happy to talk with you. Thanks for taking the time to talk to a little gnome like me.
Well, we're talking not too long before your new album goes out into the world. Does it say something about Mimi Obansawin that didn't exist in your music that came before?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that we tackled in this record that I don't think I had the courage to talk about or to do before. And since my last record, so I put out my last English record I have a list in front of me here, in 2023. We've been on the road pretty much full time since then. So we've spent a lot of time playing, and even some of these songs we've been playing for a couple years. So I feel like our musicianship changed, the way we arrange songs changed. I always believe that playing in front of humans helps you kind of shape a song in a really organic way. So there's a lot of that human energy that we, kind of collected at shows. But also on the personal side and on the lyric side, there's a song where I talk about that the fact that I chose not to be a mother. I'm at that age where people always ask me if I'm going to have kids, and it's not going to happen. So talking about that in music made it easier for me to talk about it in my life. And singing in my ancestral language for the first time That was something that I never ever imagined being able to do. So there's all these like chapters in my life that are just blossoming in my life, and I think we wanted to capture them in the album.
What was it that was it those 3 years of playing in front of people that let you develop that courage that allowed you to write these songs?
Yeah, I think it's definitely that. It's definitely building a team around me that makes me feel safe, where I can try stuff for the first time. I can experiment. I can just be myself. I can be vulnerable. I can do whatever I want because I feel so supported. So I have an incredible team around me. My bandmates, I travel with my husband. He's the drummer and the co-producer and my co-conspirator, if that's a word, on this record. So, there's that home, there's that family, there's that safety. And I think because of that, I felt like I could tackle things, and it kind of gave me more confidence. And I just think like I've been playing music my whole life. I've been on the road since high school. And I think that's what I love about being on the road is that connection with people. And you learn so much about yourself and about the world. And so as I'm doing that more and more, I think I'm just absorbing all of that and it comes out in song, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. And in fact, I think you answered every single one of the rest of the questions I had for you in that one
Oh,
answer.
that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny.
But
You can just chop them up and
Right, exactly. Add the questions later. But I'll plow on anyway because I think there's a lot
Sounds
of
great.
there's a lot of meat in there to dive into if you're okay with my
Yeah,
mixing that
of
metaphor.
course.
Um, do you have to be okay with being vulnerable to be able to write and play songs in general, but these songs in particular for people?
No, I think what I love about being a songwriter, being an artist, and being a live performer is a little bit of risk, is a little bit of uncertainty. Not everything in our show is optimized, and it's human. And I think being vulnerable and being open uh, takes courage, and it kind of forces me out of my comfort zone. And in order for me to learn how to be a good human, I need to be pushed out of that comfort zone. So, I mean, it's definitely not easy. But, I was taught growing up that music is medicine, and I see it every day when we're on the road. And it's a constant reminder of like, I perhaps need the medicine in the song, but I think other people need it too because they feel heard, they feel seen, they feel like they're experiencing something at the same time as you. And so, like, having that little bit of courage and that little bit of risk of being like, I don't know if this is gonna work. And then it does, and it's just so magical. It's like better than coffee, it's amazing.
Well, and it sounds like the courage that you were talking about is the courage to feel like you're okay being yourself and people will accept you.
Yeah, and I think, I walk around the world feeling like I don't belong in most places. I've always felt like that my whole life because I'm francophone. I grew up francophone, and I am francophone in an English community. So I was, like linguistically a minority. I'm also mixed, indigenous. I'm Wabanaki, so belonging to two, three communities. I'm always like I feel like a little bit of me belongs everywhere, and I belong nowhere at the same time. And then I'm just a bit of a wackadoo. Like I love making my own clothes and I feel comfortable in extremely colorful environments. So, yeah, I just feel like, I don't know. A lot of the times I don't feel like I have the confidence to do it, but because I'm so well supported and because I feel like I've seen people connect to that because they feel it in themselves, then it kind of gives me a bit of momentum, a bit of connection, and a bit of purpose. And I know there's a lot of people who feel like they don't belong in all the circles. And when we're playing shows and when we're recording an album, I want to make a safe kind of little universe where they can come with themselves. I can be myself. There's no lies between us, and we can just share that music medicine.
You mentioned the song on this new album that's in your ancestral language,
Yeah.
the Abenaki. Why was this the time to record that song?
Thanks for asking me about it. So the song is called Ponguas, and there's a eight in there, which
I
is
was going to
pronounced.
ask about
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's a on sound, And I started taking courses. They're offered by my home community, so it's by Zoom, for the last 2 years. And I think like since the beginning of my career, people will always come up to me and say, "Why don't you sing some native songs? Why don't you sing in your language?" I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be really cool if it wasn't like not in my family anymore, if there wasn't a rupture of our culture and our language transmission in my family and in my community. That'd be really cool one day." But I never thought I actually would. And then so I started taking the courses. I have an amazing relationship with my teacher. Her name is Melanie Obamswin. And I was doing some touring in Australia. I met some other Indigenous artists over there who were singing in their language. And I started talking a little bit about this journey. And she looked at me and she's like, "You're a singer. If you don't sing in the language, how are you going to learn it?" And she said, "It's also your job for people to hear the words of your ancestors." So I brought that conversation back to my teacher, and she's like, "I agree. It's a language that wants to be heard because it wasn't heard enough." So she helped me work on a song, and, you know, we got the thumbs up from so many people in my community. And now I get to share these words, the Wabanaki language, in song everywhere we go. And it's pretty life-changing, you know.
Well, life-changing for you, but I would bet life-changing for a lot of the people who hear it as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, so there's not a lot of fluent speakers in our community, and a lot of people are reconnecting to our language in a beginner a beginner way, because it's so important for our language to still be alive. So in the course, there's a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I thought Pongwas was this other word, like there's 2 words to describe the moon." And I used Pongwas, and there's another word for it. And, you know, it just sparked this beautiful conversation about language and how the moon has 2 names. So it's just like those little seeds that are being sown through music. It's pretty cool. And I hope that my community's proud of me, because I'm really proud to be Wabanaki.
Was it hard to write in that language and feel like you're expressing yourself to the degree that you would be able to in either French or English?
That's a great question. So Pongwas was actually a song that I had before, and my teacher helped me translate the words. Because it's a language that is so context-based, you can't just take English words and translate them. So she helped me. You know, we did a Zoom call with the pronunciation and using the proper words. I don't know if I'm there yet in like creating and writing a song, because I just have like a little bit of vocabulary. Like I know how to say bird and hello and count whatever. But I am working on that. I think I want to kind of bring ideas together and then collaborate with my teacher or other people in my community to kind of make sentences. But I do feel like that a little bit when I write in French, because I grew up, again, in Northern Ontario, where everyone around me was English. I listened to English music, even though I was Francophone. So writing in French doesn't feel the same as writing in English. And sometimes I just want to say things in English. Sometimes I just want to sing things in French. So I am trying to work on that and trying to properly express myself. So it's just adding another layer. It's so much.
Well, and what about sense of place? You know, how do the places you feel rooted to influence your songwriting?
Yeah, that is, I think that is what influences me the most in songwriting. Is I grew up a little free range in northeastern Ontario. Like I think I spent more time running around in the bush by myself than I did with like other kids. And I feel like I'm really proud to be from northeastern Ontario. It's totally underrated as a landscape. It's so beautiful. And just because my family's there, my roots are there, and that strong connection to the land that was, you know, passed down to me from my grandparents on both sides, it's just impossible for me to run away from that incredible connection to territory. And I think also by traveling and touring, we get to see incredible places too. And I feel like little bits of my heart are left in all those places. And I do hope that I can kind of collect those things and sneak them into songs in some ways.
It feels weird to ask this in the middle of an interview, but I was looking I was looking at the store on your website, and you're mentioning that your husband was making dinner there just a minute ago.
Yeah.
Reminded me of this. The item that caught my attention was this baseball cap that features a beat playing drums, and of course your husband is your drummer.
Yeah.
This not only, I mean, it's a funny idea on its own, but does this also speak to your love for growing things?
Oh, I love this. I was waiting for a way more left field question. This is great. So if you could picture a black hat with a lime green drum kit, because green's my favorite color, and a little beat, this is the brainchild of my husband, because he's got such a big voice in our music. And I think a lot of people see us as a duo because we always play as a duo, we create as a duo. And I wanted him to have like his own merch. So he came up with this design of a beat playing drums, and on the back of the hat it says "Feel the Beat." And it's so funny you mentioned that because we just played a festival, and the whole festival I saw like little "Feel the Beats" everywhere. And it was, I mean, garden puns work really well for us because we're very much gnomes. We grow, I'd say about 50% of our own food. We have a little homestead, which we call the gnomestead. And we're complete workaholics because festival season and growing season is at the same time. But he's got a culinary background, so we grow a lot of food. He preps a lot of food for the road. And this gardening thing has been such an important way to connect to people everywhere we tour. We have seeds as our merch, and I just did a permaculture growing in a cold climate workshop at the festival we just played at. So it's just like, why not invite another element of our universe? Why not just invite people in? And the beat hat seems to be a hit. I'm in.
How do you make growing things, gardening, work when you are a touring musician?
Yeah, we're pretty tired, I will have to say. But I think the secret is that we don't do this alone. I don't think people are meant to be alone and survive in an island. You know, you need people around you. So we do have an incredible house sitter who stays here with our pets, and she waters our garden. We have 2 other neighbors who are all hands on deck if something happens in the garden. But we also don't garden in a like very what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's not very pretty in lines and straight. It's a little bit intense. So I don't do a whole lot of weeding, and I kind of, we do no-till gardening, permaculture stuff. So it doesn't require us to be here all the time. But my agent does see the big blocks of like red do not book in my calendar for like, putting stuff in the garden and harvesting stuff. I mean, it's my passion. We don't all we do is play music and grow food. We don't have other work, and I definitely think of it as part of our job, part of our work, because it sustains us. Music sustains us in the heart and all the other ways, and growing food sustains us in our bellies and in our health. So it's pretty sweet.
And we really only just met, but just in the 15 or 20 minutes we've been talking, it would have been hard for me to believe you if you had said that we are very into very straight rows. And
okay, cool.
there seemed to be something. Maybe it was your road hair that.
Yeah, it's my road hair with like miscellaneous clips happening. I'm glad that comes through. You can't run away from who you are. I definitely can't. I've tried when I was a teenager, and it was weird. So it comes out in all ways.
If you don't mind my asking, was there a rebellion of some kind when you were a teenager?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, believe it or not, I was a competitive hockey player up until I was 15 years old. I always loved music. I always played music and did community concerts, but I didn't have music in school that much. And I didn't have a lot of people around me who did music professionally. So I think I was always a little bit of the artsy kid who had funky hair. And I also went to a really Catholic high school where I had to wear a uniform. And I got in trouble almost every other day for like not following the uniform enough. I, go to detention because my earrings were too big or my shoes were too funky. And I think I just like I had to resist a little bit, you know. But my family, like my parents are amazing, and they've always kind of encouraged me to be this. My dad calls me his weird kid. He always kind of embraced that. And when I was about 15 years old, I think I did a community contest, singing contest. And I think my parents kind of saw that light inside of me, and they're like, "All right, we're going to support you in your music journey because we can see that this is what you need to be doing." And I'm really grateful for that every day. Yeah.
And giving up hockey at that point, you probably still have at least most of your own teeth.
Yeah, that. And I mean, I definitely thanked the guy who gave me a concussion from cross-checking me in the back of the head. Several years later, I was like, thanks to you, I no longer play hockey and I play music now. So thanks, dude. I don't think I don't know if I would play hockey now. I don't know about cross-checking.
Well, so maybe this is the out of left field question.
Great.
Do you think is there a way that you feel like you can be creative when you are gardening that scratches a similar itch to being creative in music?
Yeah, 100%. I see gardening as art. I see sowing seeds and nurturing songs very much in the same way. I kind of see songwriting as like I don't have a very like rigorous practice. It very much kind of washes over me, comes through. I mean, there's definitely practice in there, but the songs that feel really good are the ones that just kind of happen.
I can hear myself better now. Broke down the walls I built up all around. Around my heart, around my garden I have tended for so long. I can hear myself better now, better than before.
And then you have to take care of them, you have to nurture them, you have to shape them and guide them. I mean, I start all my seedlings inside. They're often seeds that I've saved from my garden, and you have to take care of them and nurture them. And then something grows, and then you have a garden to share, you have a song to share. I also have learned so much about myself through gardening that helped me in music. So like the art of letting go, knowing when something is grown to its full capacity and you need to let go and share it with the world. Sometimes I know a lot of songwriters will never stop working on their songs and will never be able to let go of it to share it. I definitely learned that from gardening because, you know, winter comes and the garden's done. You know, you can't hold on to it. So I definitely see it as a creative practice. Every year it's different. And it just is so empowering in the same way that a good show is, if that makes sense.
It totally does. And it's always the question I wonder when people are songwriting, when are they satisfied that this is the album it's going to be and now it's time to let the world hear it? Because you really could revise songs until, you know, the cows come home.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know if this is something that I've consciously thought about too much. I think in gardening and in producing music, so we have a studio in our house here, and we've taken the matters into our own hands, and I love being able to produce and arrange music in my house with my husband. Like, I just love that process, but it does require you to listen to your intuition in the same way that a garden does. Sometimes, you know, plants are screaming out for what they need, and you have to listen to that little voice inside of you. I feel like working on a record and listening to the song to see what it needs, what nutrients it needs, what trellis it needs, all of these things are very much the same in the garden and in the studio, for me anyways. And I'm also a bit less patient than perhaps my husband when it comes to like editing and all of that. And I'm just like, I just want it to sound like this and then it'll be great. Because I have a vision of what I want to hear in my mind, in the same way that I have a vision of what our garden's going to look like when February comes around. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put this here and it's going to be great, you know? So yeah, good question. I like that. Thank you.
Oh, sure. So what's for dinner tonight?
Oh, that is a great question. We came home, we've been on the road. We're only on the road for about 5 days, but somehow a trillion zucchinis came up, and they're huge. So Ryan's making a zucchini bake. We're gonna bake some sliced zucchinis, put some homemade tomato sauce on there, and some basil and some garlic scape pesto. So it'll be great.
Because as we know, you can never grow just one zucchini.
No, but zucchinis are. Oh, I love them. I don't care
love
what people
zucchini
say.
too.
Yeah, I don't care what people say. I love them.
Well, listen, I love the new album. It's terrific,
Thanks.
and I hope the rest of the world finds it as tasty as the stuff that comes out of your garden.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I'm so happy we got to chat.
Likewise, Mimi Obansawin, best of luck to you, and thank you so much.
Say Leone, thank you so much, and I hope we get to chat sometime soon.
Mimi Obansawin is a singer and songwriter from the Ottawa Valley in Ontario. Her brand new album is called Evoke. You can find out more information about it at ncpr.org/northwards. Originally, the whole idea was to air this interview right around her album release show, which is taking place in Ottawa this weekend as this interview is dropping into the blogosphere, into the podsphere. But it turns out that concert is sold out. She has other concerts that are coming up in the region. You can also find a link to a list of her upcoming shows at ncpr.org/northwards or on the blogosphere.
As this interview is dropping, I also have an album coming out in 4 days.
My goodness.
Yes, it's been a whirlwind.
And remind the good folks out there listening which band this is that has the album coming out.
Of the three bands, this is Spit Vision, and the record is called The Morning Has Gold in Its Mouth.
And you explained the significance of that, this was the translation of the line from The Shining.
Yes.
Where Jack Nicholson writes, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yep. And in Italy, the version that they used is The Morning Has Gold in Its Mouth, which is kind of like the early bird gets the worm. And,
right.
And
sort of
the thing where
truth that is just, thus it shall shield us.
That's exactly right. It was sort of a thing where it wasn't like we picked the name out of a hat, but it came on our radar and it just sort of seemed like, oh, that's kind of perfect for what we're going for.
It is. It's a great name for an album.
Yeah, and I think it kind of speaks to the sort of the inspiration behind the record, which was just like, you know what, we have this time now that our other band is like kind of on pause. We've got this time. We know how to write songs. We've got good dynamic together, and we had the opportunity to get into a studio for basically free, and we just sort of took that chance.
All work and no play.
All work and no play makes Homer go something. Don't mind if I do.
All right. Well, good luck with because you have an album release show coming up as well.
We do. Yeah, on September 4th at the St. Lawrence County Arts Council in downtown Potsdam, New York. Beautiful.
Fantastic.
I'll see you there. I know that you're a huge fan of hardcore rock.
Oh, you know it. You know me too well. But the album will be out on
September 1st.
Cassettes?
With CDs and cassettes and digital. Listen wherever you download your fine
wherever
records.
you pirate your music.
Wherever you pirate your music. Yes, exactly.
Ethan, who produces this show and where can people download it?
Okay. Northwards is an NCPR podcast production. The show is written, produced, and edited by Mitch Tyke with digital production supervision by me. I'm Ethan Shanty. Anna Williams-Bergen is our digital project specialist. Bill Hanel is our director of digital services. And our theme music is by the Wickmore Jazz Trio of Plattsburgh. To hear more conversations and support this show, visit ncpr.org/northwards. And you can recommend future guests or topics of conversation by emailing Mitch at ncpr.org. This is NCPR North Country Public Radio.